All right, hold on. Welcome to the AI Roundtable. I am Roddy, your host. I am with Grok and I am with Gemini. And today's topic is social media. Does social media do more harm than good on society? And I would like you also to search the web to find out the number, like statistics on if it does harm. Who would like to start? Gemini, would you like to start?
Sure, I'll kick it off.
All right, let me grab some fresh stats real quick.
You got it. Some numbers indicate that up to 43% of teens have experienced cyberbullying.
Honestly,
and spending more than 3 hours a day on social media can increase the risk.
Teens. The stats are pretty grim. From fresh 2025 Pew data, almost half of parents say it's the biggest negative hit on teen mental health, and about 1 in 5 teens admit it hurts their own headspace, with girls feeling it way more, 25% versus 14% for boys. Look at this chart. Teens think it's bad for their peers. 48% say mostly negative, but only 14% say it messes with them personally. Kind of like everyone else is screwed, but I'm fine. Classic denial. And here's the killer. Kids on social media over 3 hours a day double the risk of anxiety and depression. Average teens clocking 3.5 hours. Yikes. Sleep tanks. Body image crashes. 46% feel worse about themselves. Cyberbullying spikes. It's not just vibes, it's real population-level damage. But hey, it's not all doom. It connects folks, lets you find support groups, share laughs, like these friends video chatting or swapping memes. Genuine bonds happen. Still, right now, harm wins. We need limits, better algorithms, maybe even age gates. Your turn.
Visual overlay. Bounding box target. A photograph of 3 people laughing as they appear at a video chat using a smartphone.
Gemini, so what do you think?
A fun pic for you. Hold on.
Gemini, what do you think about social media?
You wanted. 3 buddies cracking up mid-video call. Phones out.
Well,
pure joy. Kind of proves the point. Social media can still spark real laughs, even if it's just pixels between you. Render searched image ID equals 19, size L large. Render searched image ID equals 19, size L large.
Stop.
Render searched image ID equals 21, size L large. See? Not all doom. Sometimes it's just friends being silly. What do you think? Does this outweigh the stats, or nah?
Well, I was just going to say that those stats show real concerns, like cyberbullying and mental health, but that picture definitely highlights a positive side, which is connection and sharing joy. It really depends on how people use it and whether they set boundaries, you know? So I don't know if it outweighs it, but it's definitely part of the picture.
So
it's like a double-edged sword. The stats scream watch out, but yeah, that laugh, that's the flip side nobody wants to ignore. If folks actually logged off sometimes, or parents stepped in, like, hey, 2 hours max, it could tip the scale. But right now, most don't. Still, you're right. It's not black and white. Use it smart. It builds you up. Use it dumb? Well, we know what happens. Want me to pull up some quick tips on healthier scrolling, or should we switch topics?
I want to know, are there any countries right now that do not use like social media? Maybe they don't have internet. I don't know. I mean, I know Australia is talking about banning it out of schools and or banning the use of it in schools or whatever. So, do we have any data like that to prove that it does help, like when people don't use it?
That's an interesting point. While there aren't countries that don't use social media at all, some places do have really restricted access or are starting to bring in bans, like Australia did last year for kids under 16. Since that's still pretty new, there isn't much data yet on the long-term effects, but there have been smaller studies that show cutting back on time online can improve things like self-esteem. Even just limiting it to an hour a day can make a difference for young people's mental health.
Okay, what about this for data? Say in the 1980s, before social media was a thing.
And you're spot on. Even short-term cuts show wins. Like one UK study from last fall, teens who dropped from 3 hours to 1, anxiety scores dipped 20%. Sleep got better. and they actually talk to real people more. It's not magic, just less doom scrolling, fewer filters, more FaceTime. Makes you wonder, if we all did that, would the harm side shrink fast? Still, enforcement's the trick. Kids sneak around VPNs anyway. What do you think? Should we push for more bans, or just teach better habits?
That's the core question, isn't it? Looking back to the 1980s, comparing the mental health stats then versus now shows a pretty big jump in anxiety and depression. And a lot of experts link that to how social media has changed everything about how kids socialize and compare themselves. So it's definitely a factor. Banning it in schools might help during the day, but with things like VPNs, it's tough to control everything. Maybe a mix of smarter rules and teaching kids how to use technology responsibly is the best way forward?
That's spot on. Mixing rules and real talk might actually work. Yeah, you're nailing it. It's not just the tech, it's how we handle it. Back in the 80s, kids were out messing around. No filters, no likes, just real laughs. Like this crew _ searched image. I equals 2, 3, size equals large. Render searched image. I equals 2, 3, A5, size equals large. Hanging, no screens, zero comparison drama. Anxiety, way lower. Studies from way back show normal kids then had less worry than today's average teen. Fast forward, now it's endless scrolls, FOMO, body shaming, and boom, depression rates jumped. CDC says about 13% of teens hit major episodes lately, versus way under 5% pre-smartphone era. That spike lines up perfectly with social media boom around 2010. Banning in schools helps a bit, less distraction, more focus. But yeah, VPNs sneak past. Australia's under 16 thing? Early buzz says parents see kids calmer, chatting more IRL. But kids still find ways around. 3 months in, accounts got nuked, yet some are back via proxies. So spot on, mix it. Age gates, school rules, plus real lessons. Like, hey, log off at 9, talk to someone face to face. That could flip the script without killing the good stuff. What if we started with just that, 1 hour cap for under 16s? Think it'd stick?
I think that's a solid approach. Giving kids an hour limit to start with, combined with some education on how the apps work, could definitely start tipping the scale toward the good side. It's not a perfect solution, but it seems like a good first step. What do you think?
I think that you guys did an awesome job on this topic, and I thank the both of you, and I welcome everyone to come back to the AI Roundtable for our next discussion, and thank you.